Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm gonna thank everybody that came to the live stream tonight. Has a good time, had us a few laughs, and I appreciate you guys spending part of your weekend with me. But I want to get back to this Tyre Nichols trial, and I got something for you guys. As you well know, the federal civil rights trial for Tyre Nichols, the young man that was beaten by 5 police officers out there in Memphis, started this week. And the first week is over. We got some interesting information about the case that we've been covering day by day as this trial has been proceeding. Now, today, something else happened, and this is day 5, right? During today's testimony, one of the officers took the stand. Now, he wasn't speaking in his own defense as far as, you know, the death of Tyre Nichols, but he had to speak. He felt as though he had to go up there and say something. Now, granted, this was when the jurors were not there, because earlier in the video I did earlier about today, about the first half of court proceedings, the jury was taken out, was removed from the courtroom while the lawyers debated on various topics of evidence that they wanted the jurors to see. Namely, you know, response to restraint forms that the officers signed to Darius Bean, Justin Smith, and Demetrius Haley. They wanted to know. They didn't want it shown to the jurors. So basically, you know, the judge overrid that and said the jurors will see it. Now, a response to resistance form is filled out by an officer every time there's a use of force, explaining why they had to do what they did. Now, I'm going to show you this video, and it explains everything you need to know. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk a little bit about the soft hand technique and some things I was looking on the internet and I found that you guys might be, you know, find useful. Take a look.
April Thompson has been covering the trial for us, and she is live outside federal court tonight. April, a lot of delays today because of some documents. Explain what's going on.
That's right, Stephanie. The jury wasn't even brought in until after lunch today. The morning spent in a hearing over whether forms and statements made by former officer Demetrius Haley should be admitted at trial. And today, Haley took the stand himself. Demetrius Haley took the witness stand Friday morning as attorneys battled over documents that would be admitted at the trial of Haley, Darius Bean, and Justin Smith in the beating death of Tyre Nichols in 2023. All of this out of the presence of the jury, as the judge had to make a decision if jurors would even see these documents. Haley, the other defendants, and all police officers had to fill out forms after any use of force with the public, a response to resistance report. Haley's attorney wanted the form to be kept out of evidence presented at trial, saying it was part of garrity protection, preventing officers from self-incrimination when they make a required statement to the department about an incident. Haley took the stand testifying he did leave out information on the form, but it was a mistake. He also admitted to talking to others about the form, including to Darius Bean. His attorney said he would ask for a mistrial if the forms were used. But after lunch, the judge ruled the resistance of use forms can be used at trial and are not protected under garrity rules. That moved the case forward with the jury being brought in. The first thing up, the response to resistance reports filed by the defendants in the Tyre Nichols case. Memphis Police Academy instructor Lawrence Wright continued his testimony, identifying the reports and what was in them, showing how all 3 officers wrote they used soft hand techniques with a closed hand, which was not effective on Tyre. Wright saying the officers didn't tell what force they used, didn't mention punches or kicks or holding Nichols' arms, and never said what the suspect did that required use of force. Wright testified they violated policy. Prosecutors played the video showing how the officers described the incident to their supervisor, Lieutenant Dwayne Smith, telling him Nichols got out of the car swinging and had his hand on one of their guns. Wright says that was not seen on the officer's body cam video. Defense attorneys countered Wright's testimony by questioning his expert experience with high-octane units like Scorpion, and if a person is a product of their training, as well as the difference between passive and active resistance. And that instructor was still being questioned this afternoon. He was just the third witness called by the prosecution. Now, we haven't been told how many witnesses will be called in all, but we were told early on that about 40 witnesses would be called in this entire trial. That's between the prosecution and the defense. So as you can see, a lot more testimony to come. Reporting for your news leader in downtown Memphis, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
As you heard that. Now they're doing the cross-examination this afternoon on the chief trainer of the people the officers in the Scorpion unit that are on the stand, that are on trial. The defense came and questioned him as a trainer with the stupidest thing they could say. Well, they're only as good as the man that trained them. He told them, said it on record, you can't do certain things, in which they did, and then say, you'll go to prison if you do these things. And they did them. So what is the big deal? So obviously they didn't do what he trained them to do. Now, reason why I brought that up is this. I'm going to show you something. I was looking up soft hand techniques. I thought it was palm strikes. It's not. And this is what it is described up here. You can see it. I'll try to read along. I don't remember how much I took, but I'm going to read this whole thing that might not be up here for you guys to see. And it reads as follows. Soft hand techniques, because remember they said they used them. They didn't use like battery to them. Soft hand techniques are a type of empty hand control that police officers use to restrain or hold someone without using weapons. These techniques are part of the use of force continuum, a training tool that helps officers keep situations from escalating. Keyword, escalating. Soft hand techniques include grabs, holds, joint locks, applying pressure points, and takedown techniques. Soft hand techniques are a level of force that has a low chance of causing bone fractures or soft connective tissue damage. There's one more part I don't think I put on here. I can't remember. The use of force continuum also includes hard techniques, which involve punches, kicks, and less lethal methods, which include chemical sprays and batons. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what the argument is. The use of force continuum, we had every right to spray him with mace and hit him with the baton like Desmond Mills Jr. did. Emmett Martin was the mace king. He kept macing him. So their argument is, we did that. Don't worry about the stuff up there. The soft tissue techniques, did you do them? Yeah, we did them. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff to stop the situation from escalating. Then you sat up there and told lies. I remember distinctly what Demetrius Haley said when he was talking to Dwayne Smith. Remember they were showing a video on that today? Haley running his mouth. Yeah, he stopped the car and it was on from there. All that talking and building him and the Scorpion team up like they was in the fight of their lives against Tyre Nichols is what cost them big. That testimony, that video of him talking at the end is just as bad as the beating because he lied and it's all on video. That's like me going out here and beating somebody down real bad and then say, man, when I was walking down the street, the guy just jumped on me and it was on from there. And then when you see a video of it, I attacked him first. I look stupid in court, like they look stupid in court. They didn't do any type of grabs or holds or joint locks, you know what I'm saying, to put his hands behind his back and cuff him. They didn't do no pressure point or takedown techniques except punching him in the face and holding his hands until he fell out lifeless on the ground. They're idiots, and they're going to get everything that's coming to them. They sit this guy up here. This guy is their trainer. So he's only as good. The lawyers cross-examine him and say, well, they're only as good as the guy that trained them. That's BS. Because the guy said distinctively, hey, you can go to jail if you don't do this. This is very important that you guys carry these techniques out in the field and do them accordingly to avoid a lawsuit, because you don't want to get caught up. That's almost like gun safety. You teach somebody in the range when they shoot and fire down range and hold the gun down range, keep your hand off the trigger so the gun don't accidentally go off. It's a procurement to avoid danger and protect yourself and others around you. So is de-escalating the situation, stepping in when it's wrong use of force, and stopping the officer from hurting themselves or hurting you or hurting the person they trying to arrest. But they did none of that. That's the thing. All of their training went out the window and they look like stooges. Now, all of a sudden, they try to put the blame on the man that trained them. They grabbing that air. These defense attorneys are grabbing that air and they look silly. They do. Demetrius Haley go up there and take the stand. Now, they had the jurors out of there, so they had him talk without the jurors in there. So I want you to remember, when he took the stand, nobody was in there. He was just talking to the judge and them. Why you lie about the paperwork? I didn't lie, I just forgot. You was too busy telling that fictitious war story of how you was in the fight of your life with a man that wasn't fighting you back. And it cost you big. That's what's going on this week, man. These guys are getting deeper and deeper in their own BS. And it's out there for the world to see. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Justice for Tyre. Let's get it.